Hey, what's going on YouTube? We just happened to be in Sayre, Pennsylvania today for a work-related activity and got all three providers with me. We're recording on the Pixel 9 Pro XL. We're going to speed test Verizon to start out. Verizon seems to have the most dense grid here in Sayre, PA, which isn't saying much because, well, there's not a whole lot of cellular equipment in the area. You got this Verizon site right up here on the roof that I was just showing you in the intro, and it looks like it has C-band and CBRS on it, so fully loaded. I actually did not see the CBRS until I zoomed in. And on the hilltop over there, you've got a couple of really tall macro sites. And there also happens to be a power outage in the area at the moment, so I'm sure this site is kicking on backup generators right now. I was in line for my McDonald's and all of a sudden all the power went out. So very interesting there. We'll run Greenlight Fiber and Binghamton server next. So I'm sure there's a lot of spillage going on to this site right now of people getting kicked off their home broadband who are losing power. But a few minutes ago, when I tested it, I was getting around 200-ish down, like 220, something like that. So clearly not the greatest backhaul in the world at play here. So there's Verizon. Terrible loaded ping time, unloaded ping times, but again, I'm going to chalk that up to there being a power failure right now. Loaded ping times are pretty high. Jitter at 54, also kind of high. Good upload though, 63. Headed to about 66 on the upload. So all in all, not terrible. Let me switch over to T-Mobile real quick. I actually have not tested T-Mobile quite yet in the area. All right, here's T-Mobile. We'll start out with the Pentel data server. And T-Mobile's cooking with gas. Power outage may or may not be affecting them, but it clearly is not hurting the test results at all. Getting almost a gigabit on T-Mobile. Sayre, PA, for those who are not familiar, is a pretty rural part of northern PA. It's a town. I don't really recall how many people live here at the moment. I mean, it's not like you're out in the sticks, but it's also not a super densely populated area either. Let's try one more server on T-Mobile. We'll try a different one, Windstream, and oh god, I'm gonna butcher that name of that town. Efrat? I don't know. I can't pronounce that, but yeah, look at that. Cruising well past a gigabit. Getting about 1,200 down on T-Mobile here in Sayre, Pennsylvania, of all places. Unloaded ping time at 39. Loaded ping time's pretty good. The upload is looked a little stuck for a minute there. So clearly, whatever's going on in the area with the electrical is not impacting T-Mobile. And I'm guessing maybe it's a combination of low market share for T-Mobile, and maybe those sites up on the hill there are T-Mobile and are not impacted by the power outage. At least not in terms of operating normally. So there we go. I'm going to switch over to the Google Pixel for record. I'm going to switch over to the Google Pixel for testing on AT&T, and we'll record with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Today's video is brought to you by CircledIn. CircledIn.com lets you split the cost of a wireless family plan from major providers like Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile, and even from prepaid providers like Cricket or Google Fi. And now they've even added the capability for you to split the cost of a streaming service from places like Netflix, HBO, Hulu. Check them out at CircledIn.com. Thank you again for supporting the channel. Okie dokie, the iPhone is doing the recording right now. This is the iPhone 16 Pro Max. We're running the Google Pixel on AT&T. When I was in McDonald's getting my lunch before the power went out, I was picking up 5G Plus for AT&T. But AT&T has been fairly hit or miss around town here. And apparently this location is a miss. I did see about 160-ish on the down as a high for AT&T, which is very good. That's totally usable. This is the best unloaded ping I've seen in town for AT&T, but the worst loaded pings. And the jitter at 15 milliseconds is fine, I guess. Let's try a different server. Those results were pretty shitty for AT&T. Let's try Empire Access in Plattsburgh, New York, as I joke on myself. It's taking an awfully long time for it to load. Even worse loaded ping times now, or unloaded, 361. The download is crawling, so perhaps AT&T has a higher market share, or maybe they are feeling the impacts of the power outage that just occurred. Because boy, look at that, the loaded ping time was just over 3,000, and the jitter at 284. AT&T is getting murdered right now in this test. Like, not even close. There's 3 seconds left on the clock in the basketball game, and AT&T is trying to shoot from outside of the stadium. So yeah, 2.69 on the down, 0.29 on the up, and horrific ping times all the way around. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for joining us here in Sayre, Pennsylvania. We had Verizon directly in front of us there on what I'm assuming is a apartment complex. And we've got the other providers, I'm assuming, are up on those traditional monopoles right there on top of the hill. And currently dealing with a power outage in the area. So those were some interesting tests. If you enjoyed them, give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe down below. And hey, we'll see you guys in our next video.